An official Tostitos Fiesta Bowl football, autographed by the Huskers. What a great souvenir to bring back from Tempe and Nebraska's second consecutive national championship. Hello everybody, I'm Dave Weber, and welcome to A Night to Remember 2. The 1996 Fiesta Bowl was a special game for all of us here in the Heartland. For the second year in a row, Channel 6 provided unprecedented coverage of the Huskers' quest for the national championship. We're going to take you back now to the night of January 2nd for one of the most impressive bowl wins in Nebraska history. Our coverage started with a live 60-minute pregame show from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe.
1 year ago, Nebraska made a dramatic comeback in the Orange Bowl to give Tom Osborne his first national title. The Huskers continued their success through the '95 season with 11 straight wins. Tonight, they meet the Florida Gators, the only other team to finish the season undefeated. The winner will be crowned college football's national champion.
Nebraska national champ.
Channel 6 for the Heartland presents Desert Showdown, the battle for #1, a preview of the 1996 Fiesta Bowl. Now, live from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, here's Dave Weber.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Fiesta Bowl here in Tempe, Arizona. The Florida team has been here at the Fiesta Bowl for some time now. The Nebraska football team just arrived. Tommy Frazier getting off the bus with his sunglasses on, ready to play football. Tommy, of course, Danny Werfel, Lawrence Phillips, so many stories down here this week. The Husker football team has been here 11 days, and it has been a long 11 days. And to a man, the Nebraska team is ready to play football. The team arrived here in Tempe on December the 23rd to start their preparations for tonight's Fiesta Bowl. Nebraska arrived in the Valley of the Sun on December 23rd. A mariachi band greeted the Huskers, who are making their 5th visit to the Fiesta Bowl. Florida arrived 3 days later. It is the first trip for the Gators to Phoenix. The Huskers practiced all week at Scottsdale Community College, where they upset officials in the NFL who were preparing the turf there for the Super Bowl teams to practice on later this month. Media day at Sun Devil Stadium turned into a frenzy. Lawrence Phillips answered questions for an hour after being named the starter at I-back for the Fiesta Bowl. The Nebraska marching band was in full force as they performed before 400,000 people through the streets of downtown Phoenix. The city of Phoenix also hosted a kickoff luncheon for both teams. The Nebraska band and Husker dance squad fired up the 3,000 fans for the game. But the biggest party of the week for Nebraska fans was a pep rally at a Phoenix resort where 6,000 Husker fans cheered for the Big Red. Well, all the talk is over. The battle for the national championship trophy has finally arrived. This football season started way back in August for Nebraska. The defending national champions opened the season on the road against a big opponent. The road to the Fiesta Bowl started in Stillwater. The second-ranked Huskers opened the season with a Big 8 conference game against Oklahoma State. In 99-degree heat, the Huskers broke the game open in the second quarter when junior college transfer Terrell Farley picked off a pass and returned it for a touchdown. Then the Husker offense responded with 3 touchdowns. Lawrence Phillips broke free for the longest run of his career, an 80-yard touchdown. He finished with 153 yards on just 12 carries. Husker fans got a look at new I-back Amon Green. The Omaha Central grad scored his first touchdown. Nebraska rolled past the Cowboys 64-21. 10 days later, the Huskers were on the road again, this time in East Lansing, Michigan. The game against Michigan State proved to be a showcase for Lawrence Phillips. The Husker I-back ran for 206 yards and 4 touchdowns in just 3 quarters. The longest run of the day for Phillips came out of the shotgun when he took a snap from center and raced 50 yards to the end zone. The game also showed the Huskers' depth at I-back. Freshmen Amon Green and James Sims scored touchdowns on runs of 57 and 80 yards to give Nebraska a 50-10 win over Michigan State. After 2 games on the road, the Huskers' home opener finally arrived on September 16th against Arizona State. Lawrence Phillips was suspended indefinitely from the team, which opened the door for Clinton Childs to become the starting I-back. The game was over on the first play. Clinton Childs, the senior, starting his first game, went 65 yards for a touchdown. It took just 11 seconds. The Huskers went on to score 8 touchdowns in the first half. Nebraska set a school record with the most points scored in a half with 63. The Huskers added 1 more score in the final minute. Matt Turman tossed a touchdown pass to Lance Brown. After the game, Arizona State coach Bruce Snyder told Osborne it was a needless score.
I don't know what's going on their sideline and within their program, but if they feel like they've got to run it up to match what Penn State did today and what Florida State did today and what those other schools did today, I'm saddened for college football.
The final score was Nebraska 77 and Arizona State 28. The next game was just a little more like extra practice for the Huskers. Pacific was such a big underdog. The odds makers declined to set a betting line for the game. Damon Benning made his first start at I-back in 2 years. He answered with a career-high 173 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. The Huskers racked up their 5th highest yardage total in history with 731 yards as they sailed past Pacific 49-7. The first real test for Nebraska came on September 30th. Washington State came into Lincoln with one of the best defenses against the run. Tommy Frazier proved he could run on the Cougars. In the second quarter, Frazier scored a touchdown to give Nebraska the lead for good. Amon Green had his best game of the season. The Husker freshman picked up 114 yards in the first half on just 3 carries. His longest run of the day came right before halftime when Green broke loose for a 54-yarder. In the fourth quarter, after the Cougars had closed to within 14 points, Frazier hit Mark Gilman for a touchdown to put the game out of reach. Nebraska won 35-21. The Huskers entered the Big 8 season with a perfect record of 5-0. Tommy Frazier became one of the top candidates for the Heisman, and the Nebraska Blackshirts took control on defense. The Nebraska Blackshirts registered their first shutout of the season against Missouri. The Huskers held the Tigers to 39 yards rushing and 122 yards total offense. In 15 possessions, Missouri penetrated Nebraska territory just twice. Those 2 ended up with interceptions. Tony Veland picked off this pass and returned it 44 yards. Tommy Frazier had another big day. He rushed for 3 touchdowns and passed for 2 more scores in a 57-0 win. Homecoming marked the matchup with 8th-ranked Kansas State. The Huskers put the game away in the first half with touchdowns from the offense, defense, and special teams. Mike Pullman returned a punt down the far sideline 79 yards for the first TD of the game. The Nebraska defense was all over Wildcat quarterback Matt Miller 9 times the Black Shirts nailed the K-State passer. In the second quarter, Chad Kelsey deflected a pass that landed in the hands of Luther Harden for a touchdown. Frazier connected on 4 touchdown passes to give Nebraska a 49-25 win over K-State. The next test for Nebraska was in Boulder against 7th-ranked Colorado. The Huskers welcomed the Buffs' new head coach Rick Neuheisel to the Big 8 with a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. Amon Green raced 57 yards to put Nebraska on the scoreboard. The rest of the game served as a showcase for Tommy Frazier. He fired a 52-yard bomb to Clester Johnson. One of the memorable plays of the season came in the second quarter. Frazier went back to pass and was blindsided by a Colorado defensive end. But Frazier flicked a pass to Green for a gain of 35 yards. Green's run helped set up one of 3 field goals from freshman Chris Brown. Then right before halftime, Frazier engineered an 83-yard drive and hit John Vedral to give Nebraska a 17-point lead at the half. Frazier had the best day of his career, completing 14 passes for 241 yards. The 44-21 victory put the Husker quarterback in the hunt for the Heisman Trophy. Nebraska returned home on November 5th as the #1 team in the nation to face Iowa State. The game marked the return of Lawrence Phillips, who had been suspended for 6 games. But Phillips had to take a back seat to the freshman from Omaha, Amon Green. He rushed for 3 touchdowns. His longest run of the day came in the third quarter when Green broke free for a 64-yard score. He finished with 176 yards in the game. Phillips ended up with 68 yards rushing and scored a touchdown himself. The Huskers finished with 624 yards on the ground, the second highest total in school history. The final score was Nebraska 73 and Iowa State 14. On November 11th, the Huskers faced another top 10 team in Kansas. It was a record-setting game for Tommy Frazier. The Husker quarterback weaved through the Jayhawk defense for 99 yards rushing. Frazier also passed for a touchdown, and in doing so, he broke Jerry Taggy's total offense record for a career at Nebraska. The Husker defense held Kansas to just a field goal. The Black Shirts picked off 3 passes, including this interception by Phil Ellis. Nebraska left Lawrence with a 41-3 victory. The last game of the regular season against Oklahoma was an emotional farewell for the seniors and the final chapter of the Big 8 Conference. The day belonged to the Nebraska defense. Jamel Williams picked off a pass and returned it for a touchdown. In the third quarter, Jared Tomich and Terrell Farley forced a Sooner fumble, and Tony Veland scooped it up for a 57-yard touchdown. The Huskers recorded their first shutout over Oklahoma in 53 years. Frazier capped off his record-breaking season with a touchdown pass to John Vedral. The 37-0 victory earned Nebraska a bid to play in the Fiesta Bowl for the national championship. And this is symbolic of the national championship. Nebraska hopes to win once again the Sears Trophy, USA Today CNN Top 25 Coaches Poll Trophy, and hopefully we'll be able to affix this permanently after the game tonight. The Huskers enter the Fiesta Bowl with the longest winning streak in the nation, 24 wins in a row. And when we come back, Lawrence Phillips talks about his return to the starting lineup and the leader up front for the offensive line. But first, this moment in Fiesta Bowl history.
Who was the only player for Nebraska to score 2 touchdowns in the 1975 Fiesta Bowl? The answer is coming up next.
Monty Anthony was the only Nebraska player to score 2 touchdowns in the 1975 Fiesta Bowl. Our pregame show continues with Dave Weber, live from Tempe.
This season has been a roller coaster ride for the Nebraska football team. When you're #1 in the nation, it can bring plenty of media attention, especially when your Heisman candidate is suspended from the squad. Ross Jernstrom has that story.
When Lawrence Phillips opened the 1995 season, he had a Heisman Trophy written all over him. But after assaulting his former girlfriend on the morning after this Michigan State game, the Husker I-back was suspended from the team for 6 games. When Phillips returned to the team in November, he was overweight, but he worked his way back to try and regain his starting role for the Fiesta Bowl.
I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I feel like I'm back to where I was at the beginning of the season. And whether that makes me the best one or not, I don't know. But I feel like, you know, if I was a start, I can get the job done. So I'm pretty confident of what I can do, and I feel confident that if I start, I will get the job done.
Phillips earned the starting job at I-back after a strong performance against the Nebraska Blackshirts in a scrimmage.
Before we came down here, he put a pretty good licking on the defense. So when I say he's back to normal, he's back to normal.
I swear he had like 6 carries for like 145 yards. We just couldn't stop him because he got back in shape and got back to his running form. So he's gonna be the main factor in this game right here.
Phillips was also the main attraction on Media Day. It was the only interview he granted during Fiesta Bowl week. Phillips knew what to expect.
I mean, it comes with the territory. If I score a touchdown, the same thing happens. So, you know, a lot of this type of activity is being publicized now, and that's basically a big part of why my situation was publicized so greatly.
Phillips has looked good in practice all week, but the comeback did not come easy.
I was kind of confident when I came back. I thought I just thought I could step in and just be able to, you know, do it. I think that, but once I did step in, I felt tired, and I knew that I had a lot of work to do. I didn't think that I had lost anything, but I definitely had lost a lot, and I feel like I got it back now.
This could be Phillips's last game as a Husker. He says if he is drafted in the first round of the NFL draft next April, he will turn pro. So Phillips's performance tonight in the Fiesta Bowl could determine his status for next season. From Tempe, Arizona, Ross Jernstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
Thanks, Ross. You know, the toughest thing about winning back-to-back championships is winning the first one. And to win the first one, you have to have the right conditioning program, and that's exactly what the Huskers had last year. At the end of the Orange Bowl, they were the best conditioned team, and they won. The director of athletic performance for the Huskers had a lot to do with that. Boyd Epley joins me. And Boyd, we've talked about this all week, you and I. What was the one key thing that you did last year that you repeated this year, and hopefully you'll get the same result?
Well, we talked about the squat exercise being one of the most important things that we do, but also the hang clean gives us the explosive power. It worked for us last year. Hopefully it'll work again.
And the conditioning schedule that you put them on to get them in peak performance for this game.
We lifted 5 times down here, same game plan that we had in Miami, so we're on schedule, and actually we think we're a little bit better than we've ever been before.
And you don't have the heat and humidity that you had last year, so maybe they got a little more reserve, huh?
No, the hay's in the barn, so we're ready to go.
Boyd, thanks so much, buddy, and you're doing a great job.
Do you have any sore muscles from that workout the other day?
I'll talk to you about those. Boyd Epley, Director of Athletic Performance. At the start of the season, the big question mark for the Huskers was the offensive line. The Nebraska pipeline turned out to be no problem, thanks to center Aaron Graham. John Chapman has that story.
The leader up front all season has been Aaron Graham. At the start of the season, the Husker All-American was the only returning starter in the offensive line. But through his leadership, Graham has helped take the front 5 to another national title game.
I guess they're willing to listen to what I had to say too, and that helped out. And you know, they've just been a tremendous group, and really had fun playing with them, and we've really grown closer through the year. And you know, I'm gonna miss these guys just like I missed last year's group when I move on, and I'll be watching them on TV next year.
In some respects, this offensive line has outperformed last year's national championship team, especially on the pass blocking. The Huskers have not allowed a sack all season. Graham believes this offensive line has been focused on one goal.
When we were having some really intense practices, and people were getting banged around and thrown around, and it was getting pretty rough, and you know, I was letting those guys know through the season that, hey, this is what it's going to be like versus Oklahoma. And this is what it's going to be like versus Kansas State, and this is what it's going to be like to play for a national championship. So let's get going here and really stay focused and just help encouraging them and you know, telling them what it was going to be like to be in those circumstances.
Grant is one of the 5 co-captains on the team. Before the kickoff in the Fiesta Bowl, he has one final message to his teammates as they play for another national championship.
I was going to ask them, you know, if they're really satisfied. Are they really satisfied with just leaving this place with 1 national championship and 5 Big 8 championships, or do you want to take the last step right here and win another national championship, because it's right in front of us, and all we got to do is go out there and play full 60 minutes as hard as we can, and the game will be ours.
Last year, Graham and the offensive line made a difference in the 4th quarter of the Orange Bowl. History could repeat itself tonight in Tempe. John Chapman, Channel 6 Sports.
Aaron also excels in the classroom, where he was named an academic All-American. As we watch Danny Werfel, the quarterback for the University of Florida, warming up. Up next, a visit with the Big Red fans, and you can hear them, who made it down to the Fiesta Bowl. But first, this Fiesta Bowl history moment.
Who is the Michigan quarterback that led the Wolverines to a 27-23 victory in the 1986 Fiesta Bowl? Stay tuned, the answer is next.
Jim Harbaugh was the Michigan quarterback who led the Wolverines to a victory in the 1986 Fiesta Bowl. The showdown in the desert continues now with Dave Weber in Tempe.
Welcome back to the Fiesta Bowl. There are plenty of Big Red fans, as you can hear, who made the trip down to Phoenix for the Fiesta Bowl tonight. About 15,000 are in the stadium right now, but I'll tell you, there'll be 2 or 3 times that many by kickoff time. Mike McKnight caught up with some of those fans.
For Big Red fans who've come to cheer on the Huskers in person, this Fiesta Bowl is a story about the haves and the have-nots. Those with game tickets, like Regent Nancy O'Brien.
I got 43.
And how many went to your family?
6.
And the rest went to?
Went to large donors and friends of the university.
And then there are those Husker fans who may be on the outside looking in tonight.
We just flew down to have fun, and if we get tickets, that'll be great. If not, we'll have fun out here.
Fiesta Bowl tickets! Ticket brokers and scalpers are already having fun out here.
These are 20-yard line seats. I'm selling them for $150 a piece.
Getting into the game is one reason why many Husker fans came to Arizona on big tours.
And went the other 24 bowls by driving, but this time I had to take this because I couldn't get tickets.
But there were plenty of seats curbside for Husker fans and at least 400,000 other people at the Fiesta Bowl parade. For at least 5,000 or more Husker fans, the pep rally on the Peak will be something they'll never forget.
And I can't find Herbie to dance with him this year, Mike. I don't know, he was over there.
All right, Herb, you got it.
Day and night, from streets to rooftops, Husker fans are making their mark on Arizona and the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, they're all here. They're here. Every single one of the 45,000 that requested the tickets, I think, is here.
Husker fans have helped make this one of the biggest New Year's Eve celebrations in the country. And they're confident to keep on celebrating right through January 2nd with a victory in the Fiesta Bowl. In Tempe with Husker fans, I'm Mike McKnight, Channel 6 News.
Joining me now, one of the great legends in Nebraska football, Dave Remington, played center for the Huskers in the early 80s. And David, it's good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you, David.
You've lost, well, you kept yourself in shape. You know, some of these football
weight.
players.
I was going to say, I weigh 285.
No, well, you just don't look like it.
Well, maybe they need some help down here, but I don't think they do.
What do you think about the team this year, David?
Well, I'm excited about them. These guys are really, really good. Their offensive line, I'm looking for these guys to probably start a little slow, but by the 4th quarter, be something like last year. I think everybody's just hang on tight. It's going to be a good ride.
How does this team compare with the one back in 81 and 82 that you played on?
Well, I think this team is probably a more well-rounded team. They're good defensively. We were good, but these guys are a lot better. They've got cover people who can cover one-on-one with the speed receivers they're going to see today. So I think anytime you can do that, you can blitz. And if you blitz, you can get pressure on a quarterback.
I know you're picking Nebraska to win the ball game. It should be a great one, huh?
Yes, I would never go back if I couldn't pick Nebraska. But Nebraska by 10, 34-24.
All right, thanks, Rim. Dave Remington, Nebraska, great 2-time Outland Trophy winner, All-American. You know, the fans are really fired up now. The Huskers are coming out on the field, but boy, were they fired up earlier this week at a big pep rally.
have an opportunity today, judging by the number of people on the parade route, to make the Fiesta Bowl a Nebraska home team advantage for a change.
Yeah!
Nebraska and the entire state of Arizona, I want to welcome all you Husker fans and say, go Huskers!
Let's go Huskers! Whose number is that?
You say Tommy?
Last year at Miami, we were outnumbered big time. Now we're going to have even numbers with Florida. This won't cut it. How loud can you all be?
We started this morning in Columbus, Nebraska on the Platte River. We made it this far just for the pep rally.
Oh, you did? Oh, you brought it.
Well, you bring us luck.
I have been asked the same question 200 times since we got down here 5 days ago. And the question is, why don't I wear red to the games? I don't need to wear red to the games. I've got all the luck in the world right here. When we come back, the battle between the two quarterbacks. A close-up of Tommy Frazier and, as you see standing there, Danny Werfel. But first, this moment in Fiesta Bowl history.
Who is the only Nebraska player to return a punt for a touchdown in a Fiesta Bowl? The answer is coming up after break.
Dana Brinson is the only Nebraska player to return a punt for a touchdown in the Fiesta Bowl. He had a 52-yard return in 1988. Our live pregame show continues now with Dave in Tempe.
The Fiesta Bowl marks one of the final game for one of the greatest quarterbacks to play at Nebraska. Tommy Frazier will end his college career tonight by playing for another national championship. Ross Jernstrom has more on the Husker senior.
The Pony Express.
This has been a fun week for Tommy Frazier. Whether it's driving his teammates to practice,
Let's get out here and get warmed up.
or playing catch with the coach who has taught him to be the best option quarterback in the nation. For the third year in a row, Frazier is playing in a national championship game, an advantage over Florida only he could know about.
The first championship game that we played in, you can tell that we were nervous. You can tell that we were flat. You can tell that we were just excited to be here. So they're trying to pretend that they're losing, but I'm deep down inside, and deep down inside, they know they're nervous just like anyone else would the first time. Well, we've been here a couple years now. We know how to handle it, so we know that we're not going to be nervous, because if you're nervous, you're not going to go out there and play well.
Tonight's game is a contrast in styles of quarterbacks. You have Werfel, the passer, against Frazier, the runner, who plays like an I-back. While Werfel is an open target on the pass rush, the Husker quarterback intends to dish out some punishment on his own with the Gators.
I'm a physical type of quarterback. I like pounding. I like giving punishment. So he likes to throw the ball, I like to run the ball.
And Frazier believes he can run the ball a lot on the Gators. He has watched a lot of tape of the Florida defense. He says Arkansas is the closest offense to Nebraska that has faced the Gators.
I think the closest team that came to us offense style like ours is Arkansas. But I don't think you can compare our style with Arkansas, because I think the things we do are a lot more complicated than what Arkansas does.
As a matter of fact, Florida is so concerned about Frazier that they had a freshman, Dot Pollard, from Frazier's high school in Bradenton, Florida, wear a Nebraska helmet during practice with a number 15 jersey to simulate the Husker quarterback. Frazier doesn't believe the Gators got a true look at what's ahead.
I don't think he ever played quarterback in high school, and you just can't put any guy back there and try to assimilate a guy who's been playing quarterback most of his career and then throw a scout team guy there who's been playing running back, or wide receiver, or defensive back. I don't think it can work. He might be quicker, he might be faster, but it's a mind thing, and I don't think he has what I have.
What Frazier does have is confidence, and it has rubbed off on his teammates. 4 Big 8 championships, 32 wins, and 1 national title. Frazier always seems to find a way to win the game.
Confidence is my game. I'm probably one of the most confident people out here. And if I show that my teammates that I'm confident, then it's going to rub off on them. They're going to go out and feel that no one can beat us. And that's why I feel no one can beat us until they beat us on the field.
The Gators will test Frazier's confidence tonight as the Husker quarterback closes out his record-breaking career here in the Fiesta Bowl. From Tempe, Arizona, Ross Sternstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
And when we come back this time, the Husker Black Shirts will tell us how to stop the Florida passing game. Plus, we'll hear from the head coaches. But up next, this moment in Fiesta Bowl history.
What was the name of the Florida State quarterback who set a Fiesta Bowl passing record in a 1990 win over Nebraska? Stay tuned, the answer's coming up next.
Peter Tom Willis of Florida State set a Fiesta Bowl passing record with 422 yards against Nebraska in 1990. Desert Showdown continues now from Tempe with Dave Weber.
The Nebraska defense has spent the past month looking at hours and hours of Danny Wuerffel highlights. Can the Black Shirts stop the Florida quarterback or slow him down? Ross Sternstrom has a look at the Husker game plan.
The Nebraska Black Shirts face a major challenge in the Fiesta Bowl. They must try to stop the top-rated quarterback in the history of college football, Florida's Danny Wuerffel.
It goes without saying, if you're the #1 rated quarterback in the history of college football, you got to be awfully good, and he really is. He throws all types of passes well. He throws the deep ball well, he throws intermediate passes, and also the quick passes well.
Darlington expects Wuerffel to put the ball in the air 50 to 60 times during the game. So the Black Shirts will use several different coverages to confuse the Florida quarterback.
They run great combination routes, but I think the key would be is not allowing Danny Wuerffel to know what coverages we are in and confuse him on that matter.
The thing that has impressed me is Wuerffel. I mean, he's a phenomenal thrower. He has a great pass rating, and he gets the ball there on time all the time. He makes very few mistakes.
The defensive back who will get most of the attention from Wuerffel is Michael Booker. The Husker defensive back expects a lot of passes to come his way tonight.
I feel the pressure, I feel that, because they're going to go, they're going to go my way quite a few times this, game. I don't know if the rest of them feel the pressure. A lot of them, two of our secondary, two of the people in the secondary have been in big games like this, Miami and stuff like that. So I don't know if they feel the pressure as much as I do.
The Husker Black Shirts will try to put the pressure back on Wuerffel with All-American Jared Tomich, who led the Huskers with 10 sacks this season.
He keeps a lot of composure when he's being pressured, and he sits in the pocket well. So even if we can get around him, it doesn't look like we're going to be rattling him that much. We're going to really have to get to him and put him on the ground to really do damage to their passing game.
Expect the Nebraska coaching staff to use several backups during the game, especially in the defensive front.
I would think that that's going to be a real key because, especially in the linemen, if you can't rush the passer in the fourth quarter, you're in trouble.
The Huskers say defense wins championships. That could be the difference tonight. Ross Sternstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
This is the first national championship game for Coach Steve Spurrier. Tom Osborne's been in that position several times. The Husker coach is looking for back-to-back titles, and once again, we have more from Ross Sternstrom.
Seemed very natural to let
Tom Osborne has been in this situation before, 4 times, but this time the site is different. The game is not at the Orange Bowl. The championship will be decided on a neutral site in Tempe.
The first time that we played down here, we played Arizona State, and we have played LSU twice in the Sugar Bowl, and so we've had some of that, and so I'm gratified that this is a neutral site.
This may not be a neutral site. As a matter of fact, there may be close to 30,000 Nebraska fans in Sun Devil Stadium on Tuesday night.
I know that a lot of Nebraskans have moved south and west. There's a lot of them in Arizona, a lot of them in California, a lot of them in Colorado, and So we hope that at least it'll be a different environment than what we've had the last 4 years.
Since winning his first national championship, Osborne's football program has been criticized for its problems off the field. But despite all the controversy, Osborne has been able to keep his team focused on repeating as a national champion.
I'm very gratified with the way the players have handled it. They've maintained their focus. They've worked very hard through it. They haven't allowed themselves to get beaten down. And so in some ways, it's been a great year.
In 4 previous trips to the Fiesta Bowl, Tom Osborne has yet to come away from here with a victory. But that could all change tonight as he brings the #1 ranked team here to Tempe. Ross Sternstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
I'm sure after all the talk this week, Tom is finally glad to play the game tonight. I know the Husker Spirit Squad is too. When we come back, a look back at the Husker history in the Fiesta Bowl and what it'll mean to win back-to-back national championships. But first, this question about the first game between Nebraska and Florida.
Who was named the most valuable player in Nebraska's win over Florida in the 1974 Sugar Bowl? The answer is coming up after the break.
Nebraska's Tony Davis was named the most valuable player in the Huskers' 1974 Sugar Bowl win over Florida. Now back to Dave Weber, live in Tempe.
The Huskers are definitely due for a break here in Tempe. The last time a team won national championships back-to-back was in '78 and '79 when Alabama took the title 2 years in a row. After winning the national title in the Orange Bowl, the Huskers could make history tonight.
Who was it, Vince Lombardi, that said it's harder to repeat than it is to win the first one. So, you know, I think that says a lot in itself. And I think to be able to make it through all the adversities we faced this year and the different challenges we've been faced with, it'll be a great accomplishment if we can get it done.
It's one of the greatest achievements that I could ever hope for, you know, for just, you know, any time. I don't, you know, and just looking back at the '70-71 team, you know, that'd be really ironic if we did this. And so it's just, I'm really looking forward to have an opportunity to play, you know, in my 3rd national championship game. So it's just, it's really outstanding.
We know what we can do if we win this game. We know what lies ahead of us, but we're not looking at being a team of history. We're looking at being a team to go out and win a national championship. We understand that if we win it, will be back-to-back, something that hasn't happened, I think, 17, 18 years. We understand that, but I don't think that's the main thing on our mind.
I think it would be just unbelievable. It would be an unbelievable feeling right now. I think the team, how hard we've worked all year, and it would just be an icing on the cake. And I think if anyone deserves it, I think we do for the work we've put in and everything, all the sacrifices we've made this summer, and I hope it ends up that way.
Repeat has been accomplished in college football, but it's just been so long. So it just pushes you to get it done, to want to get it done, to want to have something to remember that you've been a part of that hasn't been accomplished in such a long time. And I think we have enough experience here, enough talent to get the job done.
We're pretty much going to go down in history as one of the elite classes, one of the elite teams. We gave Coach Osborne his first national title, and now we can give him another title back-to-back, and nobody else can say that. And I don't know, it's just going to mean a lot to beat the Florida team, too. So.
What a tremendous accomplishment that would be, back-to-back national titles again for the Huskers.
Well, it hasn't been done since 17 years, since Bear Bryant did it, so Tom Osborne's got big shoes to fill tonight.
The stadium is filling up, and we want to remind everybody to turn to Channel 6 right after the game for our post-game coverage, just like last year. And on behalf of everybody here, we want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and thanks for watching. The silver anniversary of Fiesta Bowl marked Nebraska's 5th appearance in the Valley of the Sun. But Coach Tom Osborne had never come away with a victory until tonight. The Huskers had an advantage right from the start, the home field advantage. A stadium record crowd of almost 80,000 fans looked like a sea of red at kickoff time. Sun Devil Stadium looked like a home game for Nebraska. There were more people dressed in red than at any Arizona Cardinals game. Husker fans had their war paint on, and yes, some even brought their own lucky corn cob. On the fourth play of the game, Florida quarterback Danny Wuerffel got a taste of what was ahead for the evening. Jared Tomich goes for the ball, and Christian Peter nails him for a loss. But Florida kicked a field goal and took a 3-0 lead. The Nebraska offense opened the game at its own 48-yard line and gave the ball to Lawrence Phillips. The Husker I-back, who started his first game in 3 months, weaved through the Gator defense for 23 yards. Phillips also showed he could catch the ball, too. On the sixth play of the drive, Tommy Frazier rolled out and threw a pass back to Phillips, who fooled the Gators and went airborne into the end zone. Nebraska took the lead 6-3. But Florida answered with a 54-yard drive. Wuerffel dove over the goal line to put the Gators back on top 10-6. The touchdown seemed to ignite Nebraska. What followed was a red tide of 29 straight points in the second quarter. Phillips got the scoring started with a brilliant 42-yard run, his second touchdown of the game, and Nebraska took the lead for good, 13-10. But the backbreaker for Florida proved to be a sack on Wuerffel by Jamel Williams. The safety now made it 15-10. Nebraska got the ball back again, and Frazier went to work. Aaron Taylor bumped into the Husker quarterback, and he broke loose for a 32-yard run to set up a touchdown by Amon Green. Nebraska now up by 12 points. Frazier continued to show his magic on the next series. On fourth down, he reversed his field and scrambled for a first down at the 30-yard line of Florida. Nebraska added a field goal to make it 25-10. The frustration was starting to show on the Florida bench, and especially with Wuerffel. This pass, with under 3 minutes left in the first half, was picked off by Michael Booker. The Husker junior was named the most valuable player on defense for returning this pick 42 yards for a touchdown. And the rout was on. The Huskers closed out the first half with another field goal by Chris Brown. Nebraska went to the locker room at halftime with only one question: what would be the margin of victory? The Blackshirts did not let up in the third quarter. Terrell Farley broke through for his second sack of the game. 7 times Wuerffel was taken to the turf. Wuerffel's problems also continued in the Husker secondary. Eric Stokes was at the other end of this pass. The Gator quarterback was held to just 255 yards passing. Then Nebraska drove 70 yards, capped off by this quarterback draw. Frazier, 35 yards, untouched to the end zone. Nebraska now up 42-10. After Florida scored a touchdown, Frazier closed out the third quarter with the most spectacular run of his career. 7 Florida players landed a hand on Frazier, but not a one could bring the All-American quarterback down. Frazier was off to the end zone for the longest run of his career, 75 yards. His amazing run had given Nebraska a 49-18 lead. The nightmare continued for Wuerffel in the fourth quarter when Tony Veland, playing in his final game as a Husker, picked off a pass for the third interception of the game. The fun and gun offense had been outgunned by the Blackshirts. Nebraska added 2 more touchdowns from Phillips and Brooke Behringer to set a Fiesta Bowl scoring record with 62 points. Tommy Frazier was all smiles on the sidelines. The Husker quarterback was named the most valuable player after rushing for a career-high 199 yards and passing for 105. Nebraska closed out a remarkable era with a dominating performance.
Back to back, 2 in a row. Should have had 3, but we got 2. It's all good.
A year's worth of everybody keeping quiet and letting everybody else run their mouths. Now it's our time.
It feels good. I was out last year. I'm back. We won it. I feel good, baby. I love it all.
The 62-24 victory made Nebraska the first team since 1978 to win back-to-back national championships. You know what? Turned out I didn't even need the Lucky Corn Cob for this game. The Huskers had willed themselves to victory. Immediately following the network coverage of the game, Channel 6 was live from Tempe with reaction from the Huskers. The Nebraska coaches and players shared their victory with our Channel 6 viewers.
All right, Jason. All right, baby, here we are. Congratulations. How's the second one feel, man?
Twice as nice, baby. All the stuff we went through this year, all the stuff with Lawrence, Christian, all those guys, we all stuck with him. Coach Osborne stuck with him. He's the best coach in the country, and this is the best football team in the country, and we proved it again for the second year in a row.
How did you beat them so convincingly, Jason? I mean, they just couldn't do anything.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe the Gators should drop their football program and not Pacific, all right? We just came at them. We're too damn physical. We're the most physical team in the country. Play after play, we just keep pounding on people, and it all paid off.
That's great, Jason. Congratulations.
Thank you.
God bless you, son.
Thank you.
That's super. Terrell, congratulations.
Thanks.
National championship, it's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's something special to win it for my first year out here, and I'm just happy we won it.
Now, after the almost touchdown we had in the very early part of the game, that's all a race. You're not even thinking about that, are you?
No, it just I'm surprised I tipped it up. I'm surprised I didn't come down with it. So the best thing I could do is just drop it and knowing I wasn't going to catch it.
You know, you told me when I first met you a few months ago, things happen to you in football games. The ball is attracted towards you, and I said, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it is.
Yeah, I just like being around the ball. When you don't be around the ball, things don't go right for you.
Congratulations, Terrell. Another champion. Great, baby. Frank. It seems like old times.
Yeah, well, this can become a habit. It was certainly well earned. I thought our kids played tremendous on both sides of the ball, and the kicking game was excellent. So I think without question we earned the national championship, and I feel good for Coach Osborne. I feel good for our staff and certainly our players.
Frank, I've never seen even a Super Bowl, a more convincing dismantling of a football team than you guys did to Florida.
Right. It started a snowball on them, and those things can happen, but yet they've got a great football team, and it's amazing that we were able to dominate them by the margin that we did. But I guess those kind of things can happen. We're on the right side of it, and I'm really proud of what those guys have accomplished.
That's what makes it even more incredible that they really are a fine football team.
Oh, no question about it. I think they've earned the right to be the #2 team in the country at that point in time. Where they'll put them now, who knows, but I know where we'll be put, and that's right on top.
Does the second one feel any better or different than the first one?
You know what, they both felt great. Last year's football team, to me, was a special team. They accomplished everything that we set out to accomplish. This year's team did exactly the same, so it's been 2 great years without question.
Congratulations,
Thank
Frank.
you, Dave.
That's
Appreciate
great.
it.
Chris, congratulations,
All
Chris.
right. Great job.
Incredible. How are your feelings? Your thoughts about it?
It's unexplainable, you know. We went through so much stuff this year. It's just unreal. It's just great to top it off like this.
I've never seen any team dismantle and defeat a #2 team in the nation as thoroughly as you guys did.
Well, Coach Osborne had confidence the whole time here, and he said, you know, we don't have nothing to worry about. We play the ball we did all year. And, you know, he knows what he's doing. We've been here 3 years in a row, and he's done a great job all 3 years. And, I mean, I don't think they're ready for the big game like they say we weren't. But I just think it's an unreal thing to come up here, and it's great for Coach to get all these awards and everything.
That's great, Chris. Congratulations. Steve, how you doing,
Great,
big guy?
I'm doing great.
Your feelings about the second championship?
Indescribable, completely indescribable. It's my senior year. This is just a great way to go out.
Got 2 rings, and I don't know what else you can
Oh,
do.
man. Just indescribable. That's all I can say.
It was almost like a home game, Steve, in front of all these fans.
Oh, it's great. Fans were great tonight. I loved them. I mean, we outnumbered the Florida fans like you wouldn't believe, and, you know, I think it made all the difference tonight.
How much did that help, having all that fan support for you?
Oh, it's just tremendous. I mean, it's indescribable. I mean, having them, they're the only ones who stayed till the very end. Everyone else left, but they stayed with us faithfully, and we just thank them for it.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank
Congratulations, babe. The genius!
Yeah, right.
Oh, Charlie.
The grass was tough on us tonight. We had a lot of trouble with the grass out here.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't look like it.
Well, I don't know. I think that's why Lee Corso's not coaching anymore. No, I'm really happy for Tom. I don't know if he even expected this kind of thing would happen.
Nobody expected this, especially this final score, Coach.
And I think the Heisman Trophy's at the wrong school.
Oh, easily. If they voted for it now, we know who'd win it.
Well, I tell you what, he played great tonight, and he proved that he should have gotten the Heisman.
Charlie, what was it? A combination of your defensive plan and your athletes and everything?
I think our kids were just going to win the game. We could have done anything, just about. We did a few new things, but you know, overall, we went back. The basic stuff that we've done from day one won for us.
That's great. Congratulations,
Well, thanks,
Charlie.
David. Thank
That's
you.
super.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Adam.
How you doing?
I ran into your dad.
You did?
Yeah, he wanted me to say hi.
Did he tell you a joke?
No, he didn't tell me.
He's full of jokes.
Congratulations,
Thank you
big
very
guy.
much. Thanks.
How's it feel?
Unbelievable. Compared to nothing in my life. Last year, the game was exciting, more exciting. This game was a blowout, but this is our game right here.
This is yours. This is the one.
We're
Yeah.
gonna cherish this for the rest of our lives.
How did the guys on the sidelines feel any different, sound any different than they did last year, or what?
Not really. We just come out this game like we did all year.
This was a workmanlike
it was.
surgery. It was
You know
surgery.
how many yards did we have? I don't even know.
6, 7, 800,
Yeah,
I
who
think.
knows? We showed them the fun and gun. That's right here, Cornhusker football.
That's great.
I want to say hello to everybody back in Nebraska.
You
Couldn't
got it.
be there without you guys.
Thanks, Adam. Brad!
How's it going?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
How's that fingernail?
Oh, it's ugly. It's ugly.
But it's got a ring on it.
That's
doesn't it?
right. You know, now I got one for each hand, so I'm happy.
Congratulations. What a
Thanks a
great
lot.
game.
Yeah, it was. We came out, we had a game plan, we executed it, it worked out well, and we were able to come out to win.
A pressure you were able to put on Werfel. Tell me about it.
You know, Danny's a pretty calm customer, but we came out there, we got on him early, we knocked him around a little bit, got him out of his game plan, and it worked out well for us.
And they seemed to lose confidence as the game went along.
Yeah, we kind of beat them around a little bit. They're not used to our physical style football. They don't know what Nebraska football is about, and we wanted to come out and show them what it was today, and we did a good job.
Thanks so much, Grant. Congratulations. The stands are still packed on the first level here, especially down in this corner. Jamil Williams, congratulations, babe. You're so excited to get him a dog, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm real happy.
Has it sunk in yet, Jamel? 2 national championships back to back.
It's sinking in. It's getting there. It's getting there.
The defense had an incredible, absolutely incredible day. I know you guys knew you were going to win and you had confidence, but did you imagine anything like this?
I didn't really imagine it like this, but I was hoping it would be like this, but, you know, it ended up that it did happen, so I'm glad.
That's tremendous. Any wrinkles on defense you guys put in other than just real physical, fast play?
No, we did everything we did from day one, and we just beat them what we had.
That's great, Jamel. Congratulations, babe.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm fine.
How you feeling?
I feel good.
I bet that knee feels good.
It feels 100%. I can go about 2 more quarters.
It's not going to hurt anymore.
No, that's it.
Back-to-back championships, Mike, and you were an integral part in it.
Oh, I feel so good to be here, and I thank God for giving me the chance to play tonight. You know, I didn't get to play last year, and it hurt, but this one feels so good.
Tell me about the game plan. How'd you guys get so much pressure on Werfel?
We came with a zone blitz. You know, we picked it up from the Steelers, from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we played that all night, and we tore them up with it.
Anything special you guys put in for this one? I don't think he recognized the coverages very well
He
either.
didn't. We were showing him different formations back there, so we kind of rattled him. And, you know, that's a surprise because he's a smart quarterback.
And you guys kept getting stronger as the game went on. You know, you take away a couple of missed pass connections, and this thing's even worse than it is.
Oh yeah, Gio, he tells us every day, you know, we're gonna win in the fourth quarter. Get stronger as the game go on. And I don't think in the SEC they didn't see somebody that hit like we do, so we kept putting the pounding on them.
Mike, that's tremendous. Congratulations, babe. Hey, Brendan, how you doing?
Mike.
Hey, that guy didn't catch you, man. I saw you slipping out there.
Oh, I had to make a little move on 24 so I could buckle his knees a little bit.
That's all he needed, though.
I could hear him breathing back there because I made that little wiggle, and I saw that defender to the left fall down, and I was breaking right, and he got his hand on my arm.
Brendan, did you think in your wildest imagination that this would turn out like it did?
No, I didn't think it'd ever end up, you know, the score it was, but I knew that we were the best team on the football field. You know, everybody wanted to talk about their speed, but I think we showed the nation and everybody else around us that we've got speed no matter what surface, and it was just a lot of heart and determination by a lot of young guys.
As the game went on, you guys got stronger and they got more and more rattled, I think. Did you see that too?
Well, I saw our defense pick it up, and I saw their offense. You know, Danny's a great quarterback. I think our pass rush got to him a little bit, and we were executing, you know, great on offense. We were pretty much calling whatever we wanted to.
Everybody was worried, the ones I talked to before the game, we can't let him get a lead. We can't let him get a lead because it'll be tough to catch up. Never happened.
Yeah, they struck first. Last year, Miami struck first. But, you know, we've been a team of adversity. We've been over obstacles before, so it really didn't faze us that much.
Great. Congratulations, Brent. That's a great game.
Chuck Foreman and his son Jay.
Chuck, how are you? I remember watching you play. Jay, tremendous game.
Yeah, thanks.
You got to be happy, huh?
Yeah, I'm real happy to be a freshman, to be on a national championship, back-to-back team.
How's it feel? As the game went along, you guys, the defense just got stronger and stronger and just totally dominated them. I've never seen one. Well, Chuck, I bet you've never seen a Super Bowl that was that big a domination, huh?
No, these gentlemen, all of them came to play. They played, they executed the game plans well on offense and defense. Jay had told me all week, you know, they were really ready to play, and it was just about men amongst boys there today, and that's attributed to the coaching and the dedication of these kids. So I'm going to let him have the stage. I love him.
You know, you only got one problem now. What are you going to do next year?
We're going to try to go for it again, but we're really not going to think about that right now.
I'm just kidding. That's tremendous, Jay. That's absolutely. Did you have any imagination that the game would turn out the way it did?
No, I thought it would be a close game. We thought it was going to be 4 quarters, but we always knew that we'd take over in the end like we always do. So
that's great.
We knew we were going to win.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
That's great. Great. Christian! Hey, Clinton. Congratulations, babe.
Thanks.
This is tremendous.
Well, you know, it really hasn't sank in again. Last year it took a while for it to come in, but we just wanted to, first of all, thank Coach Osborne for giving us the opportunity to play again, and the way he coached was tremendous this year. I wanted to say hi to everybody back in Lincoln and Omaha, and, you know, I'm just happy right now, and it's kind of hard to, you know, put all my words together right now. I'm just overwhelmed right now.
Congratulations again, babe. God bless.
Yeah!
I thought you were going to shave, man. Congratulations,
Thank
Christian.
you. Back to back. Words can't describe, you know, what everybody's going through right now. We wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of all these people. Go Big Red, baby.
You got to tell me about this extra point that you guys picked up.
Can you believe that? I run 90 yards down the field, and then they call it back. I almost had a heart attack down there, and then they're going to take it away from me. You know?
Tell me about the early part of the game when you guys started asserting yourself on defense, and you had to know in the early going as the game kept going on that you guys had their number, and
we
it's a
knew.
great feeling.
We kept on getting in their faces, shaking Warfel up back there, and we knew it was a matter of time before he just break down. And we held those guys to 24 points today. So, you know, hats off to the defense. But the biggest hat goes off to that offense. 62 points on these guys. How about that?
Christian, you got back-to-back national championships.
The NFL's next for you. You got to be on cloud 9 right now.
Oh, God. I'm not even thinking about that. I want to enjoy this with all the Husker fans, baby, because you guys are the best.
We talked to Jason earlier. Next year, you're going to come back and see some games with
You
him.
could definitely count on me being back for every game. Every bowl game, I will be here.
That's great. Congratulations, Kristen.
There you go. Great.
Hey, where's the sword guy? I got it. Doug Coleman. Hey, Doug. Okay, back up. You got some room here. Doug, how you doing?
Doing real well.
You're kind of calm. Everybody else is going a little nuts.
Yeah, I know. I figure I gotta be the only calm one here, but I thought, we played a great game tonight, and I'm just happy to be here, I guess.
At what point in the game, and don't tell me after the first couple of series, at what point in the game did you guys just feel you were taking over the ball on defense?
walking after the first half, we kind of figured that, the game was going our way, and Florida was down, and we kind of had them on the ropes, and we kept telling everybody inside that, we got to go out second half and keep the momentum going, and we kept the momentum going. And
I was going to say, you can't let them get back up. Once they're down, you got to stand on their neck or something, Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That was a great game. Sean, how you doing, man?
I just want to give everybody back home.
Yeah, you can do the train now after the game's over.
That's right. We do it after. We celebrate after the game.
What do you say about all the fans, all the Packer fans you got back in Omaha?
I love y'all. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to come out here and play for the Huskers. And I want to come back. We do it next year. We'll go for a three-peat. And then I want to say, everybody out there, the Husker fans, the best fans in America. Everybody, Husker fans, the best fans in America. Hey, Ted, baby, you good one.
That's great. Thanks, Rashawn.
I am giving my mom.
Huh?
Where your cord?
I got it right here. Thanks, Rashawn. Hey, Merlin. Hey, Merlin, are you back there? Hey, Rook.
How you doing?
Got a sack.
Yeah. I just came in. The coach called me in. I just came in. We had a little stunt on him. And I just shot through the gap. And he was right there. I just wanted to get to him real quick before he got the ball off, and I got him.
I was standing in the end zone with Larry Townsend, and his eyes got like this when he saw you get that sack.
Yeah, that it was just a great feeling, national championship, national TV, and I got me a sack, and it just felt great.
What about the whole team? Is this as good as last year? Is this as exciting as it was last year for
Just as much. We came out strong. They came out passing. They got up 3-0. We didn't get down, and we just came back strong and stuck it in there, and we won it.
That's tremendous. Congratulations, baby. We'll see you back next year. Huh? Chad, your reactions to the victory?
Oh, I don't think I can explain it with words. I mean, coming in here and seeing all this first year, it's going to be hard to top.
It is. That's what all the kids said last year. All the freshmen and sophomores said, I don't know what we're going to do next year to top this, but turns out they did.
Yeah, it's just every year we're going to give it what we got, and fortunately this year we came out on top again.
You guys have such tremendous athletes on defense, and so many of you are young. It just bodes so well for the teams in the next few years.
Yeah, it looks good, but we're out here just trying to have fun, and tonight that's definitely what we did.
That's an aspect of the game that most people don't realize. The fans are so excited for everybody, but it's fun for you guys to play football.
If it's not fun, why come out and do it? It turns into a job.
I know it's more fun when you win, but it's still fun.
It's fun all the time. We're doing what we love, and when you got fans like this all over the nation just screaming for you. We come down here and this stadium was packed with red and just screaming, and when you can go out and do that, it's hard not to have fun.
Tell me your feelings about the team and about the entire season. Last year was the injury thing with Tommy. This year it was the off-the-field distractions and things. Your feelings about the whole combination of this thing?
Well, yeah, there was a lot of adversity to come through, but we pulled tighter as a team, and the unity that this team showed was unbelievable, and I think it made us closer throughout the year. And everybody on this team loves each other, and we're going to give everything we got for one another.
You know, Eddie George is a great running back, and the Heisman Trophy is sitting in his home in Ohio at Ohio State. But boy, for the performance of the year that deserves the Heisman Trophy, or something even more than that, maybe, it's got to be Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy put in a great performance. I'm sure if you look back home in Auburn, I got a couple friends back there that are saying, yeah, Tommy deserves it. But yeah, it was a great performance by him tonight. I mean, sitting around on the bench and looking up, like there was one play I thought he was down, and you hear the crowd just go crazy, and he's off streaking down the sidelines. Some of the stuff that him and Lawrence did tonight were unbelievable.
That's great, Chad.
All right.
Congratulations, man. Hey, we got Tony. Last time I saw you, said, why don't you come down and talk to me when something good happens? Well, here I am.
That's right, baby. We went back to back, and can't nobody say nothing about this team. It was number 1 against number 2, and now we the best team in the country. Can't nobody say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can talk all you want. Tell me about the feeling on the team right now.
Oh, I can't even explain it. Everybody knows. We just had a feeling of confidence when we came on this field. We knew we were going to win this game, and everybody just played that out there on the field, and it's just unbelievable.
Did you imagine, I know you guys knew you were going to win in your hearts, but you look over the scoreboard, you didn't imagine that.
But we didn't imagine scoring that many points and playing as well as we did. I mean, you know, things just happened. The ball just bounced our way, and we have to thank the Lord for that.
It's like a dream almost, isn't it? 2 national championships.
It's like a dream, especially for all the seniors. We're going out in style and with 2 big rings on our fingers, and it just feels great.
You were running around on the high school fields back a few years ago back in Omaha. Did you ever imagine anything like this, Tone? 4 Big 8 championships for you and 2 national titles?
I never imagined anything like this. I never thought I'd be playing DB. I never thought I'd win a national championship, but all of it came true. Everything worked out the best way it possibly could.
Do you wish you'd gone someplace else and played offense?
You know the answer to that one.
You know, that's great, though. God bless
him. I got to give out shots now.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I got to give out shots to TJ. I love you. That's my son. All my relatives back in the O, all my friends back in the O, everybody that came down here to support me, my mom, my girl, my friends. Hey, I love all y'all and all the fans that came down here, too. Hey, we did it all for y'all, and I want to give a big shout out to the Lord because he made all of this possible.
Have a nice New Year's, Tom. Somebody should stick that on there. Well, now you see it, guys. I mean, you saw it last year, too. What's up?
So it makes it all worthwhile. All the sweat, the blood, tears, the guts, everything during the summer makes it all worthwhile, man, when you see this baby.
You know, you get to keep this for 1 week, each of you, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's it. We're making a permanent home for this thing in Lincoln, Nebraska. Every year we're going to bring it back.
Hey, we win, if Nebraska wins 2 in a row, don't we get to keep it, isn't that?
Yeah, every year we're bringing it back. You know, we're just going to make a permanent home for there, make a little shrine.
That's just incredible. Congratulations again, guys. I don't know what else to say. It's like a dream. A dream come true. You bet. You bet. There's the sticker, but I'm not going to put it on. I think that should be officially done, don't you? Or maybe engraved or something. No, I don't want the Sears people to take back my refrigerator and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, officer, that's very nice. I wasn't going to take it, honest. Yes, I've caught my breath, but I can't breathe. I'm surrounded by the Spirit Squad, Merlin. Okay, you know, Merlin, they're so used to doing that. I really do want to talk to them like human beings, though. Michelle?
That's right.
Yes, tell me about the role that you guys play and how much fun this is to win 2 in a row like this.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. We knew this would happen, but we weren't for sure, and this is awesome. Today, I don't even know what to say. We just cheered really hard, and we were there for the team and there for the crowd, and we're just glad to go home, do a big prep rally for all the fans back at home. Yeah. And so this is so exciting. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, let me make that announcement now. Tom is having his press conference tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Central Time, and then the team will leave right after that, and they'll arrive. The doors to the Devaney Center will be open at 12:30, and then the team will arrive at 1:30. So that's when the big post-game fun's going to start, huh? Hey, girls, thank you so much. Congratulations. You guys do a great job. Thank you.
Dave, you just left some pretty good company to come get me. Huh?
I know. Now I got to talk to you. Coach Brown, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks.
Tell me a little bit about just a small percentage of your feelings right now about the accomplishments of this team.
I feel very mellow, and I really am very appreciative of the tremendous effort that our team demonstrated in rising above the adversity, demonstrating character, making a statement to the nation. Coach Osborne, what he's done, I just thank God that he allowed our team to rise above those kinds of obstacles to show that you can rise above these circumstances.
You know, this team did rise above some situations that were so extremely unfortunate, and yet the team got a lot of lousy publicity nationwide, and yet this team has a strength of soul in it that I've never seen before.
Well, I think you've seen that the last 3 years. We've been a team that has had tremendous teamwork, unity, the ability to pull together when the chips were down. You've seen it for the last 3 years. Consequently, that's probably why we've been in the national title game the last 3 years and won the last two. It has a lot to do with that type of union. But I think also we've had some things against us that we did wrong. I mean, we had a couple situations that were not good. We admitted to it. But the demonstration of compassion, the ability to rise above it and to move forward in spite of it, I think is an example of life that many can look at and appreciate.
And you know, I don't think it was ever an us against them kind of mentality on the team. I think this team, to me, was so mature that it was able to, like you said, some bad situations, but the team was able to pull together and become stronger because of that. Not to say, oh, everybody hates us, so we're going to do this and do that, but just to get stronger and more convicted in their goals.
Well, there's no question about it. Adversity does breed that kind of character if you're willing to pay the price, take your hits, and cling together. And I think that certainly took place. And we're just so proud of our players because it's hard for young people to understand that. They could have divided so easily, and it's a great lesson. Whatever happens bad in a family, you don't pull apart, you pull together.
I know I know you're a level-headed kind of guy, and you have little bitty highs and little bitty lows, but compare this year with last year's national championship. Your feelings right after the game?
Well, I do honestly believe that we really expected to win the national championship this year. I think last year we did to a degree, but you know, it's a little different because so many people have the expectations of you. You expect it of yourself, and we had to fight the feeling of not going into the season with we don't want to lose it, but we're going to go out and win it again. That was I felt is the big challenge for me as a coach with my players. Last year we had something to prove. This year we didn't want to come in with a passive attitude. Let's play it safe. Let's hold on to this thing. You still had to take that aggressive mentality. And actually the adversity helped to breed even that type of an attitude. We just had a drive and a push about us, and I think it was demonstrated tonight.
I personally, I've been covering the team for 30-some years on radio and on TV. And I've been to 14 or 15 bowl games. I have never seen a team with the ability to concentrate and turn that concentration into success out on the field like this team did. I mean, if everybody thought this was 1 against 2 and it was going to be a close game and a high-scoring game where it would be decided late in the fourth quarter, this was an incredible performance. Incredible.
Well, Coach Osborne read a verse from the Bible to the team prior to the game, and in 2 Timothy 1:7 it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind." And we didn't want to have the attitude of fear. We wanted to come into this thing not afraid of anybody, not afraid of what the critics had said to us all year, that we did have a sense of power, we had love for one another, and a sense of purpose, that we could have a clear mind, we could think correctly, we could have good perspective on the issues, rise above, again, all the smoke. And we're so proud of our players because I think they really responded that way.
I could ask you some questions about the next few months, what's going to be going on around, but I want you to enjoy the moment.
Thank you very much.
That's tremendous.
Lord bless you all. Thanks all the Nebraska fans for staying with us. It felt like a home game, no question about it.
Oh,
tonight.
it had a home game.
A lot of red and a lot of noise. So.
All right. Thanks, Coach, very much.
Thank you,
Ron. You're great. Merlin, let's get a shot of these fans over here. They've been waiting here all night. Ross and Mike were able to go get an interview with Coach Tom Osborne, and let's roll that right now, Mer.
Tom, congratulations, back-to-back national titles. What are you feeling right now?
Well,
kind of relieved that it's over. It's been a long season, and gratified by the way the players responded. Had a lot of unity, a lot of effort. Some guys played great football tonight.
Could this team have played any better tonight? You did it all on offense and defense.
Well, it was certainly a team effort. I thought our defense was outstanding. Offensively, we ran the ball awfully well. And there are a lot of good things in the kicking game. So just really proud of the way they played.
What about Lawrence tonight? He got off to a tremendous start, and he really looked like he did back in September.
He's a great player, and I'm sure he'll be a first-round pick. And he and I have talked a couple times, and he says he's going to make it work out right, and I'm sure he will.
What about Tommy's last game as a Husker? Can you put what he has meant to this program the last 4 years?
He's a great player, and he made some great individual plays. And I've never seen him play better than he did tonight. He threw a couple up for grabs, but made some great runs, and he just has a lot of charisma, a lot of confidence. He's a great athlete.
There was one play that safety kind of shifted the momentum your way. How big a play was that?
Well, it was a big play. I'd hate to say one play made the difference. If it was a real tight game, you'd say one play, but it just seemed like everything worked well and everybody played well.
Tom, back-to-back national titles, only one loss in the last 3 years. This team could go down as one of the greatest teams in the history of college football. Yeah. Is it the best team you've ever had?
Well, I think so. They're the most dominant team I've had, and I told them tonight that probably 5-10 years from now they'll really begin to appreciate what they did, because it's too close right now to understand what they did.
Tom, what would you say to the people back in Nebraska right now? We're going to send this back to them.
Well, we're really gratified by the way people in Nebraska support this team. Awful lot more down here tonight. It was like a home game, and we have great fans, and I think for the most part they understood what we did this year on and off the field, which I really appreciate. Nationally it was hard for people to comprehend, but I think there is support in Nebraska, and I really appreciate that, and so they're nice people to win for.
One final question, Tom. Can this team win 3 in a row?
We just got off the field. I don't know about next year. We have more people coming back next year than we had last year. We lost 14 starters from last year's team, but there'll be a lot of different chemistry, and we'll see what happens. But I'd like to at least take a couple days off and think about recruiting right now. Thanks.
Congratulations, Tom. Okay. Thank you very much. Tom Osborne, the head coach of the national champions. Back to you, Dave.
The young man who has seen so much adversity and who held this team together for the last 2 years, Tommy Frazier, and didn't win the Heisman Trophy, I think proved tonight to everybody in the world that he is worthy of the Heisman. Of course, Eddie George was too, and you can't take that away from Eddie, but if they could give away 2 Heismans, one before the bowl games and one after, I'll guarantee you who'd win this one. And we got Tommy Frazier on tape. Can we roll that tape?
Tommy, what does it feel, in your own words now, of back-to-back national titles 2 years in a row?
It feels great. It put all the doubts out of my mind and my teammates' mind. And we just really want to go out and do this for Coach Osborne. He's had a rough season with all the media bashing that he's been receiving over his program, but we just really want to do this one for him so he can sleep a little easier now.
Coach Osborne said this was, he thinks, the best game you've ever had at Nebraska. Was it?
Well, I don't know. I have to look at the film first, But if he says it, then it must be one of my best games, or the best if he says it.
What was the difference on offense out there tonight? It seemed like nothing could stop you guys.
Well, I don't think they were really ready for a physical team like we were. We looked at films earlier of teams that they played, and teams started off running the ball against them. They were doing successful, but when they got behind it, they ran away from it. But I think that's one thing about game plan, that we get up, we're going to run the same offense. We get behind, we're going to run the same offense. And we just kept with our physical style offense, and the game plan, it worked.
When we talked to you before the game, you seemed so confident, like you could really move on these guys. Did you see something over the past few weeks that said, hey, I think we can win this game?
Yeah, our offense, we didn't have a letdown the whole month that we prepared for these guys. It seemed like every practice we went out with, it was great. And when you guys have every practice and it's great like that, then good things are going to happen for you on game day.
Let's talk about one play, the play where you broke about 3 tackles and you went all the way down the field. A tremendous run. Talk about that.
Well, just one of those things where I knew it was late in the game and I was trying my best not to fall on the ball. I felt guys grabbing and I just kept my legs driving. about 5 or 6 guys trying to take it from me. Next thing you know, I'm breaking tackles and I'm out the other end.
How will this team be remembered? Back-to-back national titles, only one loss in the last 3 years, and that was a last-second field goal miss. It could go down as one of the greatest teams ever in college football. What do you think it'll be remembered for?
I don't know. I think it'll be most remembered just for his hard work and dedication and effort he gave on the football field.
Hey, Tom, you've played your final game in a Nebraska Cornhusker uniform. Has that hit you yet, and what does it all mean? Put it on.
No, it hasn't hit me yet. Maybe in the morning it hit me, but right now I'm just happy that we won. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about this being my last game as a Husker.
Can you put this whole thing in perspective for us?
No, I can't. Not right now. You know, like I said, I'm just still on a natural high from winning the game, winning another championship, but maybe 2 or 3 days from now, if you ask my question, I can put it all in perspective for you.
Tommy, what would you say to the people back in Nebraska who have followed you over the last 4 years, and you made the decision to come up from Florida? If you had to say something to the people back in Nebraska right now.
Well, I just want to thank them for all the support they give me over these last 4 years. You know, I come a long way from home. Pretty much a mama's boy, and I left my mom for these people, and they really give me support and dedication, and I just want to take my hat off and thank them, because without them, I don't think I would have been able to accomplish most of the things I have.
What was said in the game after, in the locker room, with the players and the coach? Can you share with us anything that was said?
Well, it really wasn't much anything said. It was just a bunch of happy guys jumping around. Coach Osborne, you could tell that he was happy because he had a little fire in his voice. And he just pretty much thanked the seniors for everything that they gave into this program and told them that if they ever need anything, don't be afraid to come to him, and he'll try his best to help them out. And he told the younger guys that they celebrate tonight and then take the next couple of weeks off and then be ready to start working come winter.
Tommy, it's been a great run. Last 4 years, back-to-back titles. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Tommy.
I think Tommy Frazier showed everyone there is a place in college football for a running quarterback. Our post-game coverage continued back here in the Heartland with the celebration in the streets of Omaha and Lincoln. Merlin Klaus and John Chapman anchored our live coverage of the National Championship Party.
And Jim Fagan is standing by live, and Jim, they didn't waste any time tonight.
No, they didn't. We arrived here midway in the 4th quarter. There were about 50 people. There are several thousand now. They keep coming in. We're going to try to get on out there to the center of the section. The police had contingency plans to try to keep the intersection of 72nd and Dodge open. They brought the mounted patrol out the first time it closed. They opened it up. The mounted patrol won't open this one. The crowd surged in. It is jam-packed. I got to tell you, it is a happy crowd. It is not a mean-spirited crowd. We've got people out here high-fiving people in cars. It is a friendly festival, a fiesta here in the cold. And I tell you, and it's only 22 degrees. We have a number of people out here who are shirtless, and I'm having to fight them off. And I want to tell you, it is a friendly crowd out there. You've got a couple of thousand now. The mounted patrol has moved out of the area. I can't even see them. They've got a lot of police out there who are keeping the intersection closed. If you're coming down here, you better plan on walking a little bit. You don't want to get right into this because it is jam-packed. We'll just let you watch a little bit of this till you're ready.
And let's go now live out to Steve Davis, who is out at Champs Bar and Grill, which is out in West Omaha near the Oakview Mall. Steve, what's the scene like out there?
John and Merlin, I'm at the Champs Bar, which is a fitting name for the two-time national champs Nebraska. The fans are here. It's getting a little thin. They're going around 72nd Dodge. I have here Charlie the Gator fan. It's the one Gator fan that's left. How'd the fans treat you today?
Oh, they were great. Got some friends at the Red Zone, gave me a free huggy. Got a free little bumper sticker here for the Red Pete. It's great. They didn't throw any food at me. Nobody beat me up. And we're going down to 72nd Dodge, do some car surfing. So we'll see everybody out there at the Red Zone, get some free shirts and stuff. I don't know, right? Loved it.
He's got a good attitude. This is Charlie the Red Gator fan. The fans here at the Huskers celebrating. What do you think about the Huskers winning here?
That was great.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. It was just really fun.
You like that? What do you guys think about the Huskers? That's left. They had 160 guys here. The crowd's getting kind of scarce here. They're all headed down to 72nd and Dodge, so I guess we'll head down there too to follow them around and see what's going on. Here's the two Huskers players.
Okay, we'll get you out of there before you incite a riot.
Okay, we have some tape, John, of 72nd and Dodge, which is, of course, the traditional celebration site here in Omaha. There you see it.
A lot of people out there. Where's the guy with the underwear? We had the guy with the underwear out there last year. I wonder where he is this year.
Let's just hope he keeps it on, okay? We don't want to see anybody doing anything nasty.
Now, the problem with the crowds this year might be a little larger than last year because the game was kind of in hand early on, so the fans had a little time to get down to 72nd and Dodge. Probably started even right about after the third quarter.
Yeah, okay, now, is this Lincoln now, guys? Is this Lincoln video?
You're
This is
back
still
here at
live
72nd and Dodge. Okay, you see the
Jim
crowd.
Fagan.
There are 3,000 people here. You see the intersection. It is jammed. It has been jammed for about an hour now since the game ended. The mounted patrol is here. They keep riding back and forth. Normally, those big horses will break up a crowd, but they are not breaking up this one. It's too big. Now, there is a cruiser out there. You can see a couple of lights going. We have unconfirmed reports. I am not going to wander out there to see, but unconfirmed reports that one of their windows has been broken out. The police said they were here to keep the peace, not to make arrests. But if anybody is caught doing vandalism or driving through here drunk, they will be arrested. We are assured of that. The police are working extra shifts tonight. They came in late and will stay late so as to prevent any overtime for citizens. But right now, 72nd and Dodge is going on at least an hour. It has been just completely jammed up. It's, for the most part, a pretty good-natured crowd. There are a lot of high-fiving. There are a lot of handshaking, people in vehicles to people in the street. There are a few people in underwear. I don't know what it is about 22-degree weather and large crowds, but there are a few young men out here who making their families proud back at home, wandering around in their underwear. And we've had a couple of pictures on tape and at other times. I don't see any around here right now. A lot of fireworks going off. If you can see at the top of the Crosswords Mall, John, can you pan up to the top of the Crosswords Mall? There are people on top of the sign up there. Now that's probably a 20, 30-foot drop to the ground should one of them slip. They have been climbing not only on top of the sign, they are climbing on top of the, maybe you can see in a second here, we'll look at some of the semaphores, the traffic signals over here. There's a Herbie Husker climbing up on top of the traffic signal up there. The police have already chased a few down. Let me see here. Let me ask a young man after you get Herbie Husker on. Here's a guy. You're not in your underwear, but now you're making your family proud here.
Hell yeah!
22 degrees.
Nebraska's the best team in the world!
But you're one large goose pimple.
Yeah! They're the best!
But
no one can beat them. No one.
Where's your shirt? Oh, there it is. Okay, well, that'll keep you warm. It is a wild scene here, and every time we have kept the camera from going down too often, because every time we do, we get trampled. They surge in upon here. Now, we are not the only people going live. There are a lot of radio stations, TV stations out here. We are where we can be. We are on some high ground underneath the sign where Adam Kyle spent a week. And we are trying to, up on this little berm, so we can get a shot of the crowd and pan across it.
I'm sure no one expected a blowout. 62 points, that's unbelievable. We'll be talking about this game for a long time. A lot of people talking about the game right now. They're using their computers to do that. Barbara Vaughn joins us now from the newsroom. She's got all the information from 6 Online. What are they telling us through the email, Barbara?
You know, like a lot of people, I've been sitting in front of a screen, a computer screen instead of a TV screen. And I'm at the 6 Online Center monitoring the messages coming over the bulletin boards. Here's a taste of what people were saying just before the game started. Tommy Frazier leads NU to victory over that pathetic Gator defense. Phillips will have a huge game running behind a huge offensive line. Blackshirts will have a big game with Farley putting the pressure on Danny W. Go Big Red. Talk is cheap after the game. It will come as no big surprise. The score will read Nebraska 41, Florida 17. That score was a little off, but not the victor. I've been having a conversation now with NU Back 2 Back on the Sports Chatter, and one comment he had to say was, Frazier had one of the greatest going-away parties ever. He left the nation saying, Eddie who? I knew that Tommy would either prove the voters were right to give him the Heisman or that they were wrong to give it to anyone else. And he also says, I honestly expected more of Florida. I knew Warfel could be stopped, but I thought it would take a lot longer. Everyone on this bulletin board is saying, go Huskers, go Huskers. What a great victory.
But let's go down to Lincoln and Gary Johnson, and of course a lot of excitement in the capital city. And Gary, what's the scene like down there right now?
Oh, it's pandemonium, but it's very happy pandemonium. It's one big party in downtown Lincoln. O Street is closed off from about 12th Street all the way to 17th Street, and there are literally thousands of fans there, all Husker fans, of course. Here are some of the fans that thought they might be in Tempe, Arizona tonight, but didn't make it. They dressed for the occasion. Everybody just overjoyed. Police taking a real low-key approach to this because everybody's just having a wonderful time down there. And they're calling people in other states to let them know that the Huskers are national championship team again.
Brother-in-law in California, he was watching the game. He was pretty excited. It was a pretty good time.
Have you ever seen a celebration like this before?
We were down here last year. So we had to come down again. It was pretty good.
You can't miss out on this party, can't you?
No way, no way.
Is it kind of cold out here?
Oh, are we going to be down here the next 7 years celebrating a new one, baby. #1.
What do you think about this party?
Oh, it's great. It's just fabulous.
There and all, you know, but you Nebraskans know how to play football. I got to give it to you. Go Big Red.
Where are you from?
I'm from California. 100 for USC, but Nebraska's #1. Get up.
Describe to me what you see.
Thousands of people. One big party.
Of course, everybody's just having a great time, folks. The Huskers are #1 again.
Hey, I think Jim Fagan deserves combat pay after surviving that celebration at 72nd and Dodge. It was now official. The polls named Nebraska a unanimous choice for #1. In the Associated Press ratings, Nebraska received all 62 first-place votes. Florida came in second, followed by Tennessee, Florida State, and Colorado. For the first time in the history of the Big 8 Conference, 4 teams made the top 10. Kansas State finished 7th, and Kansas ended up rated 9th. The celebration continued on January 3rd in Lincoln, where thousands of Big Red fans gathered at the Bob Devaney Sports Center for the return home of the national champs. Gary Johnson picks up the story.
The crowd forms early outside the Devaney Sports Center. Some fans stay up all night and drive across the state to welcome their beloved Huskers home.
We've been here since
6 o'clock, 7. These are the first 2 guys here this morning. That was the 3rd.
What are you hoping to do today? Who are you hoping to see?
Tom Osborne.
Is he your hero?
Yeah.
At the airport, Coach Tom Osborne and the team have landed. The heroes' welcome is about to begin.
Oh, it's great, man.
The doors to Devaney open to a blitz of incoming fans. Even broken legs can't stop a true Husker fan.
There isn't a team out there that can play with Nebraska. #1 and #1A for our 2nd string.
What would life be like without the Huskers?
That'd be just like not having pancakes, you know? Not waking up in the morning, not having your morning coffee. You can't be without Nebraska, you know? It's all good.
2 national championship trophies are in place, and here come the Huskers. It's time to party.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1995 national champion, Nebraska Cornhuskers. Straight Big 8 titles. Over the past 3 years, a record of 36-1. consecutive national titles. Fiesta Bowl records consisting of 629 total yards of offense and 524 yards of rushing. An uncanny score of 62-24. Ladies and gentlemen, your Nebraska Cornhuskers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tom Osborne.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, let's hold it down. We'll get this down for deal here. Thank you. Okay, I know you all got to be a little crazy to be here, but we appreciate it very much, and it's a real it's a great way to come back. And of course, I'm very proud personally of the players. They've done a great job this year, and a great job last night. I'd also like to thank our coaching staff. I think they've done a fabulous job over the last several years, and really appreciate them. I'd like to also thank the administration, the university. I think that had tremendous backing. Dennis Smith, Joanne Leitzel, Bill Byrne have done a great job. Also like to thank the governor for being here. I want to bring one guy up here because we saw a lot of great plays last night, but probably the most outstanding play that I've ever seen was Christian Peter. Come here, Christian. Okay. All right. Wait a second here. Christian, I want you to describe for these people that run that you made.
I don't think we've ever seen a run like that before here at Nebraska, but all I could say was Jared sacked the quarterback. I saw the ball. I started running. We got to about the 50, and I turned back, and I saw some, Gator colors. So I tried handing it off to Doug Coleman, but he wouldn't take it. So I just started, I turned the speed up a little. Around the 10-yard line, I almost had a heart attack. And then, started high-stepping, and they called it back.
Well, thank you. The description took longer than the run, but it was a tremendous athletic feat. Anyway, I'm going to turn it back over to Rick. Maybe let the captains say a couple words, anybody else, and we'll try to make this short, but we do really thank you for being here. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a senior from Denton, Texas, number 54, Aaron Graham.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another tremendous year for the state of Nebraska, that's for sure. This was it was a pretty tough season on us players. We had some people who really didn't have a lot of positive things to say about our program, but I think we proved to everybody in the country last night that this program has a firm foundation, and it's not the bad things that they're making it out to be. I was noticing in the stands last night at the game, something like, what is this? And then I looked up there and our fans started doing this, so I started laughing. But, throughout all college football, you see people with all kinds of hand signs. You got the Red Raiders and you got the Texas Longhorns, and You know, Nebraska's had a sign for a long time, but we just been waiting to save it.
A senior out of Grand Island, Nebraska, number 41, Phil Ellis.
Thank you. What? No. It's good to be back in Nebraska. Arizona was nice, but you guys can't beat you guys. You guys are the greatest fans ever. Big Red! Now give yourselves a hand. I don't really have much to say. Thanks for coming out, and we'll try to do it again next year. I won't be here, but these guys will. Thanks.
We heard from this fine athlete a little earlier, the man who probably should have been flagged for dancing on his way to the end zone, but really it was exhaustion, from Locust, New Jersey, number 55, Christian Peter.
First off, I'd like to say you guys are the best fans in the country. We thank you. We appreciate everything you've done for us. You guys are the best. We'd also like to thank you for sticking with us this season. You know, it was a rough one, but you guys were there for us when we needed you, and we appreciate all that. And what a lot of teams don't realize, a good man by the name of Ric Flair always says this: in order to be the best, you must beat the best. Woo!
Compiling those 524 yards of rushing on the ground was made possible by a line that dominated the Florida Gators. We've heard from Aaron Graham. Let's hear from the other Aaron, Aaron Taylor.
We'd like to thank all y'all for coming out. We felt that we could go out here and dominate these Gators, and which we did. We thought it'd take the fourth quarter to do it, but it was the second quarter, and great game. So, you know, thanks for coming out. Let's do it again next year.
Also anchoring the line, from Lincoln, Eric Anderson.
Well, as my teammates know, I'm not a big talker, so I just want to thank you guys for all coming out here and supporting us through the season. It's been a rough one, and just thanks for everything.
On the other side of the line, on the defense, two of the probably most prolific pass rushers for the Huskers, Grant Wistrom and Jared Tomich.
There's nothing in the world like being a Nebraskan. We just like to thank everybody for, when we walked into that game last night, it was just like coming into a home game. There were so many red, it was a sea of red, the whole thing.
Like Jared said, when we went to the stadium last night, we thought we were in Memorial Stadium again. Everybody's there, and you know, just fans like you coming out here today for something like this, we really appreciate all your support. And as everybody else here on the stage knows, you guys are the greatest fans in America, and I think everybody's really happy we're all here, and we're all thankful you guys support us. Thanks a lot.
We saved one final player for last to speak because we felt that this person probably can appreciate a national championship more than anyone on the team, as last year he had to sit on the sidelines because of an injury that stopped him from being a 3 to 4 year starter for the Huskers. But that injury didn't sideline in the secondary, helping out in the 3 interceptions that stopped the Florida Gators, Mike Minter.
Well, I just want to thank all the fans for last year when I was out and all the letters that they sent me and, you know, to keep my head up and, you know, telling me I was going to be here next year in the same spot that we was last year. So, you know, I just thank y'all so much for the letters and the courage that y'all gave me to, you know, overcome this injury. And, you know, like they said, next year we're going to do it again. So I'll be here again. And thanks.
This party ends. Players and fans need some rest, but Husker dreams have all come true.
Yes, it truly was another night to remember. Over the past 2 years, we have witnessed history. The Huskers became the first team to win an undisputed national championship in consecutive seasons since the 1955-56 Oklahoma Sooners. This University of Nebraska football team has staked its claim as a team for the ages. We hope you enjoyed our look back at Channel 6's coverage of the Fiesta Bowl. Here are the people who helped bring our viewers the best coverage in the heartland. Thanks for watching. A night to remember, too.